joined today by Alex Underwood, Managing Director of Empire Energy. Alex, thanks for your time.
Great to see you, David.
Beetaloo Basin, Northern Territory. It's been a busy 12 months. What have been some of the highlights?
Yeah, so we've had a very busy 12 months in the field. So we drilled Carpentaria 2H last year, our first horizontal well. That was a great achievement for us. We did a 21-stage frac on that well, and we've done a couple of periods of flow testing and seen really good results that we think look economic, so around 3.5 terajoules a day. When you drill these wells in development phases, you actually drill them much longer and you do more frac stages, so it's looking really encouraging in terms of long-term production rates. And then more recently we drilled Carpentaria 3H. It was actually the longest horizontal shale well in Australian history, and we've done a 40-stage frac on that and carried out 2 sets of flow testing, and just earlier this week we announced a 30% improvement in the flow rates on that well. So really exciting results. All of this has come together with a new independent assessment from Netherlands Sewell & Associates, by which we now have a 2C contingent resource of 1,739 petajoules, so a big resource, and the focus now is on getting into production.
Talking about production, what's the plan, what's the strategy, and where does the product go?
Yeah, so this is a huge resource. The Beetaloo Basin is one of the largest shale gas resources on Earth. For those who have seen the US experience, it's now 70% of US gas production comes from shale, and it's a real game changer. But big resources need big capital, and so our approach is really on breaking that down into bite-sized chunks. So the current focus for us is a pilot project, about 25 terajoules a day. There's a pipeline that goes straight through the middle of our tenement, so it's only a few k's from our drill sites. And our focus for phase 1, that pilot phase, is really about getting production into that pipeline. That means drilling a few more wells, putting surface facilities in place, and getting into production, and then looking to leverage up from there.
Where are the markets? It looks like the East Coast is a no-brainer, but obviously offshore is also a market of focus.
Yeah, so again, it's part of our phase strategy. Phase 1 is very focused on local markets. So the NT is connected to the East Coast through the Northern Gas Pipeline owned by Gemina. That's about 100 terajoule a day pipeline connecting Tennant Creek to Mount Isa. But also just within the NT markets themselves, there's very significant tightness right now. So there's a field called Blacktip that's significantly underperforming, and the NT is actually buying emergency gas that would otherwise go to export to sustain their own demand. And so our first phase is really focused on those local markets where we foresee that we can get some really strong pricing for that gas. Phase 2 would be sending gas to Australia's East Coast, and then the third phase would really be focused on LNG export.
What's the plan from here? What's the next 6 to 12 months look like, and what should investors be focused on?
Yeah, so we've got some flow testing ongoing with Carpentaria 3H. We just announced a new IP30 rate, and we'll continue flow testing that well, so more news to come there. But really it's focused on getting to a final investment decision on this pilot project. So working out the economics, developing type curves of development wells, signing up a gas sales agreement or multiple gas sales agreements, pipeline transportation agreements, working very closely with the traditional owners, obviously, on whose land we operate, and getting all the government approvals in place so that we can get an FID this year, and then next year we'd be looking at constructing that pilot project. So drilling a few more wells, installing the surface facilities, and getting into production in early 2025.
World-class project, clear path to production, exciting times ahead for Empire and its shareholders. Alex, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Really appreciate it.